Generally, the money that flows into Bitcoin, when it retraces, it flows into the altcoins. You have to look at the project itself and see whether they're going to have a sustainable runway, see if they're going to be profitable, see if they're actually creating something valuable that the market is going to end up buying. Let's talk about what tokens I'm looking at right now. I'm looking at a lot.
You had a tweet here recently where you said Bitcoin at 50,000 ain't nothing yet. It's only February and it's alt season. You got to translate this for everyone. Everything going up. Okay. Yeah. Give us some, what is going on in that?
Well, everyone in the market loves it when everything go up, right? And so what we're seeing right now is very much a very similar pattern that I saw in 2014, 15, 2017, and now in 2021 with Bitcoin. Is that we're seeing a massive rise in the valuation of this financial asset in this asset class. And what happens whenever Bitcoin retraces or pulls back a little bit, because it recently just hit 50 grand. So there could be a pretty significant pullback depending on the MACD and all the charting tools that people use out there. And generally the money that flows into Bitcoin, when it retraces, it flows into the altcoins. And so right now you asked me about the tokens that I'm looking at. I'll give you that in a second, but let me give this preamble, which is everything's going up, or everything go up right now. There's so many great projects. If you go to coinmarketcap.com, you can check out the top 100 coins that are out there. And man, I'll be honest with you, if the pattern rings true that I've seen over the last decade, multiple cycles of this, take a crapshoot, man. Pick some top tier projects in the top 20, top 25, top 50. You're going to make some money, and it's going to be an awesome opportunity to learn about cryptocurrency, get your feet wet. You might lose a little bit, but don't risk your bread money, right? Start with $500. That's how I always recommend it to people. Start with $500 and consider it loss. If it 500 goes up to 1,500, wonderful. Take some profits. Try spreading out your risk. Try some other tokens. So let's talk about what tokens I'm looking at right now. I'm looking at a lot. So there's a great token out of Japan called Cardano, ADA, which is definitely worth looking at. There's a great token. I've been in this token since 2017, ICX, Icon, based out of Korea. It's the interoperability blockchain that's out there, and it's actually one of the most mature ones. I would say beyond Ethereum. So Cardano, ADA, Icon, ICX. Helium, HNT, which is a work utility token, which is what my company is based off right now. So there's a little bit of bias there. Also, Algorand in the DeFi space, the decentralized finance space. Algorand is going to be a game changer, in my opinion, when it comes to creating new financial systems and new financial apparatus for retail consumers and institutions alike. So those are some that I'm looking at right now. Obviously, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin has to be added in there. And last but not least, I have to give you my favorite coin of all time. It's Dogecoin. I've been mining Dogecoin since 2012 on a Dell XPS laptop. And when this last Dogecoin boom happened, oh man, my email box, my DMs were blowing up. People are like, "Oh my gosh, we know that you've been mining this thing for like 10 years. Like, how are you making out?" And the answer is not too bad.
Now, is it, with these altcoins, not all of them, but some of them, are, some of the things you're describing, right? The coins are essentially a part of a business, right? And that business is kind of driving value.
Very much so.
And then the coin is kind of interwoven into, say, the services or that business, right? So the business is helping to bring value and demand and awareness to the coin, as opposed to the coin kind of just being a coin. Now, it doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with just having a coin, but that's what you're kind of alluding to with some of the coins, the altcoins you were talking about, right? They're kind of commingled into an actual business that's doing stuff around them.
Whenever I invest in any type of what we call altcoins or alternative tokens in the cryptocurrency space, for me, it's not merely a financial asset class that I can invest in. For me, I actually look at the projects itself. What are they building? How are they creating value for the economies at scale? How are they creating value for the particular market demographic? And are they, for me as a venture capitalist, this is actually something I really care about, is are they actually pushing the needle? Are they pushing the boundaries of the technology so that that retail consumers can use that technology sooner rather than later? And so whenever I suggest tokens to look into, what I'm really saying is look into the projects, look into the leadership, look into their investment partners, look into their industry partners that they're connected to. Because just like in traditional finance, well, one could make an argument for this, but ideally in traditional finance, when you're investing in Apple, you're looking into the thesis and the future profitability and their market share, as well as the products they're going to be delivering. Though I think most are not that savvy and they just say Apple go up, let me just invest. But when in crypto, you have to do your diligence. You have to look at the project itself and see whether they're going to have a sustainable runway. See if they're going to be profitable. See if they're actually creating something valuable that the market is going to end up buying. And the token itself, let's talk to this for a moment. The token itself is merely, in many cases, one of two things for that project. It's a monetary incentive for investors to be part of the project and help give cash to the project so they can continue to grow. Or number two, the token is used as data transfer within the project itself. So if the project itself is not financial, it's, let's say, a utility or it's an application, what they're using the token for is to transfer data back and forth between machines or between systems, applications, and so forth. And so the token really is a means of getting work done rather than just a financial asset that say, hey, it's going up, let me invest in it. I really recommend you look into the project itself.
Hi, this is Alex from Winner Take All. Thanks for joining us. Hope you enjoyed the content. Feel free to leave a comment, ask us questions, and definitely make sure to join us on our next live stream.